Hey guys, what is up? And welcome back my friends. I hope this video finds you all well and good spirits. So it was the first phase of the Burning Crusade in full swing and many players starting to dab into arenas or level alts. With that, gold is scarce as it has ever been. Everyone that I know is struggling for gold. Now, I do want to apologize ahead of time for my raspy voice. I got a cold and lost my voice. But instead of postponing the video for a few days, I figured I'd just eat a handful of mint cough drops and go. So today we're going to explore another method of making gold, and hopefully this one will not face as much competition as the last few that we've discussed. Today we're talking no fishy business, but business of catching and making money off the fish. We'll discuss the best places to fish, what to fish, how to fish, what to do with the said fish, and is it even worth it? If you are new to fishing in WoW and have neglected it and is not leveled, check out my earlier guide that I recorded in vanilla about prepping fishing skill for the TBC. It is linked in the description below. Now make sure you check out bonus fishing gold farm at the end of this video. It may turn out to be the most profitable way of them all. I don't know, we'll see. And guys, if you find this video helpful or entertaining, if I help you make an extra few gold, please return me a giga solid by liking this video and subscribing to the channel, especially subscribing to my young channel. If you have not done so already, help me out, and thank you so much. Alright, well, without further ado, I bring to you the Anniversary Burning Crusade Turning Fish into Gold Guide. So, to be able to start fishing in the Outlands, you must have fishing skill of at least 300. If you do not, please watch the earlier mentioned vanilla fishing guide and level it to 300. Now, at 300 you can start fishing here and leveling the skill to 375. But even at 375 you will require a good fishing pole, lures, and maybe even other fishing gear to effectively catch fish. But we're not going to get into all that of all the gear and enchants and min-maxing fishing here. As this is a gold making guide and most people watching, I would assume are interested in making gold, not spending 5 hours maxing their bonus fishing skill. What is mandatory, however, to fully utilize everything in this guide and catch optimal amount of fish is the plus 20 fishing pole, base fishing skill of 375, and plus 100 fishing skill lures that you will be able to get in abundance. You get them from completing the daily fishing quests, which by the way, you should never skip. You should always do your daily fishing quest every day. Now, if you do not already have the plus 20 fishing pole, it is super easy to obtain. Once you arrive at Shatra City for the first time, go by the World's End Tavern and accept a quest from a kid, the quest called I'd Rather Be Fishing. That will awkwardly have you kill, and not fish, eels outside the city. Upon completion of that quest, you will get your very own plus 20 fishing skill rod. Now, in the Outlands, we have 7 zones in total. Here is the map of the Outland zones, with each zone's minimum required fishing skill to be able to cast a line. This is not your base skill obviously, but combined number of your base skill, pole, lure, and any other plus fishing skill enhancements. Now, I have fished for many hours in each of the zone, and I can certainly tell you that out of 7, only 3 are worth fishing in, with 2 out of 3 having all the best spots. The zones I would not spend any time fishing are the Hellfire Peninsula, Shadow Moon Valley, Blade's Edge Mountains, and Netherstorm. Even while leveling your fishing, I would avoid those zones at all costs, simply because they barely have any water to fish in, and the variety and quality of fish they have just sucks. Hellfire Peninsula and Shadow Moon Valley and the Blade's Edge Mountain only got the green slime rivers and lakes, where no good self-respecting fish will ever be found. Only exception is one of the fishing daily quests. It will require a certain fish from those green slime lakes, so outside of that, it's just a waste of time to fish there. Now, Netherstorm does have normal lakes in under the eco domes, but they are few, far away, all have respawning mobs that will continuously bother you, and don't offer anything unique that the other 3 good zones do not. Now, the three good zones that we will focus on during this video are the Zangarmarsh, which is where you should start at the base skill 300, Nagrand, and Terokkar Forest. I will fish in all three for an hour, go over the best spots to fish in each zone, and then compare the results. Let's go. Now, we should always start with the fishing daily. Completing it is very simple. There are only 5 variants of the daily fishing quest that may randomly be the quest of that day, for that particular day. All are very easy and self-explanatory. The quests are the crocolisk's in the city, catch a baby crocolisk from the Canal of Stormwind or pools inside Orgrimmar if you're Horde. It's probably the easiest one. Just take the portal from Shatra to your respectful capital, fish the crocolisk in the canal, and hearth back. Then we got shrimping ain't easy. For this, just need to cross over to Zangarmarsh and fish bloated trouts. Inside the bloated trouts, you will find 1 to 3 shrimp, and a neat total of 10 to complete the quest. Third is the one that got away. For this one, you will need to fish out the world's largest mudfish. But fear not, they are found in abundance over here, with a catch rate of about 10%. The fourth daily is the Fellblood Fillet. This one is cut out of a green goo in Shadowmoon Valley or Hellfire Peninsula as shown on the map. This daily is probably the worst, because you do have to travel relatively far and you won't be able to catch any side fish aside from the trash. And the last one is called Bait Bandits, which will have you catch a blackfin darter right here in Terokkar. Now, completing fishing dailies will reward you with a 7 to 8 gold plus 100 fishing lures, chance of vendorable grays or whites that were usually worth 5 to 10 gold, and chance of some recipes, pets are plus 15 stamina gem, plus 5 fishing skill hat, and in later phases the 2 ring, which is an extremely rare and collectible reward, not to say it's pretty good as well. Now, lastly, before we begin our fishing, I wanted to add that making gold from fishing is best done in combination with cooking. In other words, you should cook your fish to maximize the profits. And if you have neglected cooking and it is not leveled, you can get it to 300 in under 1 hour for like 20 to 30 gold. The guide on how to do that is also linked in the description. Alright, now let's go and catch some fish. Now, the first zone we will start with is Zangarmarsh. You can start fishing here at skill level 300, but with the boost from fishing pole, plus 100 lures, and whatever else plus fishing gear you may have. Now, the best fishing spots are all over the shoreline around the 4 big lakes. What we're really after here is the steam pump floating crates. I mean, fish all of the pools that you come across, but the floatsomes give the best bang for the bobber. Now, there will be other people here too, also going after these pools, so you may either have to lair or kill them if you are on a PvP server and they happen to be on the opposing faction. It took me to hop 3 different layers to finally find somewhat uncontested lair with the abundance of pools while I was recording this. All in all, after 1 hour of fishing in Zangarmarsh, the floatsome pools and other fish pools, here is the loot. Our gold exhaust is about 170 to 180 gold per hour. Now, if we cook all the fish, we're maybe pushing past 190. Now, this is on the very uncontested layer. Like I said, it took me 3 layerings to find it, and it is not guaranteed that one will be available at all. It very much depends on the time of day and your server. So I feel like 180, 190 is pretty much the limit of Zangarmarsh fishing. You get that, like I said, on an empty layer. Now let's go to the next one. Let's test in the Nagrand fishing spoils. In the Nagrand, there's only seem to be 2 main types of fish pools. The ice fish, bluefish, whatever they're called, and the mudfish. With the very rare chance of finding pools of pure water. In my hour of fishing, I found 2 pools of pure water. Now, the density of said pools seem to be very cluttered, and you don't have to travel far. At times, I had 3 separate pools that I could cast into from one spot without moving. Now, this farm I did at 6 PM server time, the peak, where most players are on. and the nearby Hall PvP event across the layers did not help. I had multiple PvP encounters and had to reset the clock and the inventory a couple of times in an attempt to accurately capture what it would be like to fish here in peace. I feel like my results are definitely not the top and are more towards the lower end of the spectrum. But in any case, let's see what we got. So 1 hour in Nagrand, we got this loot. The loot yielded about 100 gold, which is 100 gold per hour since we spent 1 hour farming. Maybe 105 to 110 once we cook all the fish. Now, although I feel fish prices and food prices right now are way low and are usually higher, it's just at the time of me recording this is what they are. So we'll roll with the 100 gold per hour and 110 gold for cooked. Now, this would be excellent farm in the vanilla, but I feel like 100 gold per hour in the Burning Crusade just doesn't quite cut it. So, let's go to Terokkar Forest. Let's see if Terokkar's got bigger riches. Now, in Terokkar, we're going to be after a specific pool of fish only. It's called the Highland Mixed Fish Pools. They can only be found in lakes that are inaccessible by ground and require flying. So you must have a flying mount for this. Now, in Terokkar, it starts out great for me. I was the only person on this whole entire lake, and I was just fishing away. There are enough pools in the lake for them to respawn fast enough, so the first pool that you have fished can fully respawn by the time you finish fishing the last pool. If you're the only one on the lake. And I was the only person fishing that lake for the first 20 minutes. And then came the others. I hopped maybe 10 layers, and I was still not able to get another layer without at least 2 to 3 people farming that same lake. My hour was up, and I have gotten more fish in the first 20 minutes than in the last 40. In the last 40, I kept getting into PvP fights, just flying circles around the lake looking for pools that don't exist. And then the hour was up, and here are the spoils. It's a mere 90 to 100 gold if we cook all the crawdads. Now, I feel like the potential is best in Terokkar, but the small area with high competition almost make it unfarmable, unless you're the only one there. Now, I want to give this area another go, but at some demon hour at like 5 AM on a Monday and see what is the potential for the most gold there. I think if I'm left alone, I can easily hit 300 gold plus in that area. 300 gold per hour, that is. Well, with all 3 Outland fishing farms experienced and tested, I can completely vouch for the Zangarmarsh as being the best and the most profitable and the most accessible fishing gold farm in the game at this time. Now, the price of fish and food made from this will and likely change. It is possible that Blizzard will do some ban waves which will eliminate fishing bots for a time, and food and fish will skyrocket in price. It's also possible that fishing bots will move on to the greener pastures if the prices remain low. So the gold that I made here today is not set in stone by no means. Now, I know I promised a bonus material. I remember, I did not forget. So let me ask you, do you ever just want to fish passively? Not running between the pools, but just stay in one place and cast a line for a while? Maybe when watching a movie, or like me when exercising and using a handheld. Well, get ready for the best passive one-button click fishing farm in the Burning Crusade. And the farm is in? Yup. The farm is in Whaling Caverns, in the Barrens. Especially if you're an Alliance. Now, see, for some reason, Deviate Delight cosmetic recipe remains wildly popular, and with little population of players leveling in the Barrens, becomes a rarity, if not delicacy, of the Outlands. Now, I cannot know how much it goes for the Horde on the auction house, as Horde would have wider access to it since it can only be fished in the Barrens, but in the Alliance auction house, the ready product can fetch anywhere between 1.25 and 1.5 gold per deviate fish or deviate dish. That's not bad, considering that I was able to fish 44 of them, just staying in one place, not moving an inch, and just using one button. I even have my favorite spot in the Whaling Caverns. It's the second pool from the entrance, this rock right over here. I dubbed it the Haspataz Rock. Come say hi sometimes. Now, there's also a small chance of fishing out the recipe itself, which currently goes for 60 gold on the auction house. But those chances are small. All in all, in 1 hour of passive fishing, I earned about 55 gold, just pressing one button. What do you guys think? Is fishing worth in the Outlands? Please let me know in the comments. I read and reply every single comment. And on that note, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the Outlands. Oh, and stay tuned for 2 more upcoming gold making guides. The gold per hour in those are at least 2 times what we got here. Anyway, thank you and good night.